announcement. I don't know if everybody saw it, but I did throw out a last minute 3-day sample event. We're going to be doing a week from Monday. So if you're not familiar with their 3-day samples, they are on your website, obviously, under samples. There are a 3-day sample box of our top 4 most, the products that will give you the quickest outcomes. So Slim, Lean, MetaBurn, and Active energy drink. And so people will see quite a bit of a kickstart with those 4 products. And there's 3 of them, or for 3 days, you get each of those products, and they're $20 with a $20 coupon and free shipping. You're welcome to join us for that. I have a couple of people, actually somebody under you, Joanna, requested it this morning. And I had happened to just talk to somebody on my team at my upper levels that had chatted with me about it last night. So I was like, okay, well, we'll throw this out there. And if anyone wants to take advantage of it, feel free to go do that. I dropped a post this morning and it is pinned as an announcement. So it has all of the verbiage for invites. If you need help with what to say to invite people to that, it has the links to all of the products, how to do your follow-up, how to close the sale. In other words, how to actually help them to get the 3-day samples, the actual purchase, and so forth. Once you have that sale of a 3-day, you can add them to the page that I'm hosting this on, which is also in that status that I dropped this morning. So that is going on. And then this month, we obviously have the $9.95 membership fee that is still extended. So that's fantastic. We have the $75 bonus, obviously, since we're still in quarter 2 of the sprints. Anything else, Joanna? Am I forgetting any other good announcements here?
So we also have the $125 bonus when they sign 6, and that stacks on top of the 75, and that stacks on top of all of the fast start bonuses. So, you know, new people coming in. And for those of you that didn't know this, for fast start, I actually learned something from Heather this weekend. I learned that when they fast start, the clock starts ticking the day they sign up, and they've got 30 days from that day. So let's say they get 2 people. So Heather had this happen. She had a gal get 2 people in March, and then she got 1 person in April. She actually was fast start silver, even though in April or May, she didn't have the 15 points at that time, but she had it within her first 30 days. So did you guys all know that? Because I'm going to be honest, I didn't really know that before, if that makes sense. So if there's any questions on that, but that was good. I'm glad I learned that and got that clarified.
Yes. Your first 30 and then 60 and 90, it goes out from your start date.
Yeah, but they don't need the 15 points in that month.
Mm-hmm.
They just need it in the first 30 days. So it doesn't go, because we're so used to going month to month to month, needing 15 points in a month to be silver. But for fast start, it's just 15 points in the 30 days.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that, Tanya?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't
but
know.
Believe me, there's plenty of other things you will catch me on.
So yeah, so
I happen to know that one.
So I'm glad I know that now, because I didn't know that before.
Yeah. Anyone else, like for instance, this gal, Angie, who was introduced tonight, is fairly new. For anyone who's new, we also have convention starting next month. Not starting, it kind of sounds odd, but it's occurring next month. It's a 2-day virtual convention this year. If you have not got signed on for that, please definitely make it an effort and an intention to get that done, and spend some time reaching out to your team, new team members who have no idea that this is happening. That would be a really good advisory there, is to reach out to them and get them signed up for that virtual convention. I can't think of anything else. Can you, Joanna?
Nope.
Good to go. Okay. With that said, we are going to hand it over to Heather Nate tonight. For those of you who don't know her, Heather, please let us know when you started, but she has not been with us for very long. She has quickly grown to senior Ruby. She's underneath Joanna, so I don't know her nearly as well as Joanna does, but from what I have seen, one of my favorite aspects of Heather is that she is just beaming with positivity and love for everybody. She has a way of just being very complimentary and kind of gushing with beautiful compliments to the people that are around her. And it's refreshing. It's super refreshing. I wish I had a little bit more of that in me. And it's something we can all learn from and pick up on, because it definitely, there's a lack of it in the world. It is so effective in terms of just how you live your life, what you can put out there for energy for other people, whether it's in your personal life or in this business. And that's what this business is much more about. It's loving on other people really, really well. And Heather does a great job at that. So I'm going to hand it over to Heather. If you want to let us know how long you've been in the business and start your journey from there, that'd be great.
Okay, so I signed up as an ambassador at the end of July of 2020. So I'm 8-9 months in. And so I didn't know anyone whenever I started Plexus. I actually just started doing a lot of research online. I hadn't ever heard of it. And I wasn't feeling good. And so I was looking for weight loss, but then I also had I was always fatigued and just always felt really bad just in general. And so I knew something had to be wrong. And so I just found Plexus online. So I didn't even know when I signed up as an ambassador, I did it for the discount. I just thought, why not? Because you would save the amount of money, how much it was to purchase the membership, and the first time I ordered. So it just is what made sense to do. And so what happened is my body started transforming, and this was in the time whenever we were on lockdown or whatever. So as soon as we came out of lockdown, I pretty much looked like a different person. I went from like a size 10 to, a size 5. Just literally just felt amazing. I was just glowing. I had all of this energy. And so I started having people come to me. Well, I thought, hey, I'll get online and just see, if there's little groups out there or something like that. That's how I found Joanna. It was totally a God thing. So I found Joanna. She couldn't believe that I didn't have a sponsor or anything. So I hooked up with her, joined her group. And so I just was like, hey girl, I've got people wanting to do this, how I go about ordering. And she just pretty much has totally guided me from there. Because I was clueless. I haven't ever done anything like this. Believe it or not, I was not even hardly ever on Facebook before this. I mean, I might have posted like one picture a year. But then, with everything, with how the times have changed and everything, even in this last year, it kind of became my way to communicate with friends and people. So I'm always asked, I get all kinds of messages all the time asking what I'm doing. And it's not anything fancy or, like there's like some magic secret or anything like that. But what I would say is that what I do is I do everything consistently every single day, like literally 7 days a week. And I've been doing that for, over 6 months now, for sure. And my top things that I do, even if I'm going to take off and be gone all day, or even if it's like my Sunday day and things like that, before I leave the house, I do these 3 things. I post, I share a story post, and I message 5 people. And that is something that I've noticed that just kind of keeps me in the loop. And also with those posts, I do have a lot of gals that just say, everyone's so busy, so it's hard to come up with time. So what I started doing several months ago is I pretty much come up with my posts that I'm going to do for the week, a week in advance. So, I mean, a lot of times when you see my picture, that was my outfit and something I was doing last week. I also get a lot of my graphics from Pinterest. And so I come up with everything. And so in the morning, whenever I'm doing this, everything can be done in 5 minutes, literally. So it's not like it's bogging down your time. And anyone can come up with 5 minutes to do it before they take off for the day. And with my message post that I send to the 5 people, it's the same thing. I just have a really good message, and I just, copy and paste and then sort of critique it to that particular person. The other thing that I have found that gets a lot of comments and a lot of messages for me is the before and after. So if you can do like a before and now post with you side by side, it's just incredible the messages that you will get. And I would say just be totally honest and share your personal story. That's what interests people. People want to hear on they want to be able to relate to it and hear what it's going to do for them, and what it did for you personally. The other thing that I have learned that gets me a lot of business is doing a live post. Or I'm not really great about live, so I just do a 1-minute message, and I don't like overthink it and make it stage it or anything. I just think of something I want to talk about, my favorite product, and I'll just make a quick post right before I'm going out the door for the day or whatever, and just post it. And it seems like, it's always like a minute or under, and it seems to people really engage on that. So I would highly recommend doing that. And like I said, don't overthink it. I mean, I don't edit it or, do anything like that. Just go for it. The other thing that I do is I have an ongoing prospect list, and I'm always working on that. And because obviously my goal is to move them over to Ambassador. And I have prospects on there from back in October, probably. Sorry, my dogs are playing, if you can hear them. Hey guys. And so what I'm doing is I am consistently kind of not just talking to them about Plexus, but, probably once a week or every other week, I'm just being a friend to them. I'll just say, hey, wish them a great weekend. Now, whenever there's a promotion or something like that going on, I'll shoot that over to them. But like the person that I helped earlier today, I think that she's been on my prospect list since November. So I don't give up on people. I think it really is all about timing. The other thing I do, I try to do at least once a week. They're pretty addictive. So I usually do more than one video, but I'm always YouTubing the Diamond Ambassadors. There's so many cool videos, and I just do whatever they suggest for the most part. One thing that I hear a lot from my gals, and being in sales myself for so many years, this doesn't bother me, but no doesn't bother me. And so a lot of people take it personally. And one thing you need to learn is no doesn't mean for you, it's just not the right time for them. And so I encourage you to go check out Diamond Ambassador Timmy Yancey. She has a really great video that she shares, and she gives she says, it's like going to church, and say you offer your friend that sits by you at church a piece of juicy fruit bubble gum, and your friend says no. Well, you don't just go and delete her off Facebook and say she doesn't like me, and I might as well just not ever share this with anyone or anything like that, because for your friend, she might have just brushed her teeth, or she might be getting ready to eat something. It's literally all about the timing, and you don't know whenever you go to church next Sunday, when you sit by that friend, you don't want to ignore or think that it's real weird, but she might say, hey, Heather, can I have a piece of your gum? So it's just the same way with Plexus. It's just just keep it so simple. And don't worry about the no's. I have always said every no is one closer to a yes. So the other thing is I have learned myself is don't overthink it. So many times we spend so much time contemplating, sending that message. Is that person going to think I'm weird, or are they going to, think into this? Anymore, I just send it. And I'm telling you, there's been girls on my team that I overthink it. And now they're like my top leaders. So go for it. Send the message. You don't know who needs this in their life. And then the other thing I would say that I do consistently, without a doubt, every day is I pray. And I've prayed for God to bring me leaders for my team, and he's brought me amazing leaders. He literally brought me to this team so I can be a part of the Big Drink Pink team. And so I am forever thankful, but I literally pray on who, I need to reach out for the day. And he's totally guided me on that big time. So to wrap up tonight, what I would say is talk to people, love on them, be kind. I always say, this world can be so tough. I want them to count on us to always be kind, even as a team, just keeping it a positive atmosphere. But get out there and talk to people, be a friend. The second is believe in yourself and believe in the products, right? So definitely believe in yourself. I was going to suggest too, on reading the book, Be a Badass. I read that and it was totally a game changer on how I approach so much with my life and business. And then last is just don't complicate it. I feel like so many people, just naturally we want to complicate things. And it really is this simple. That's all you're doing is just sharing the products that you already love. So I think that's it for me. Any questions?
I have a couple for you, Heather.
Okay.
Okay, so you touched a little bit. Well, can you tell us how you do your customer care? Because I know that that's really important to you, and it's how you follow up with your team and your customers.
Okay, so what I do is I actually ended up getting a planner that's specifically for whenever I sign someone up, because at the beginning I was just signing all these people, and then I noticed I didn't even know what on earth was going on, like who had been with, on the products and for how long. It just became kind of messy. So I bought a planner specifically for follow-up. And what I do is whenever someone signs up, I go to my planner and I put in their name for a few days out. So to check in with them to make sure they receive their product and give instructions on starting. And then 1 week from that date, I send them a message and a follow-up, and your sponsor will have messages. I think I got them from either Joanna or Tanya, and I just save all this in my phone. So, this is not like going and looking for all kinds of different things or anything like that. It's just saved in my phone. And so I have a message for week 1, 2, 3, and 4. And so then I have them, in a program, and I know they're being taken care of. We can rearrange, the timing on supplements, because one thing I have found is that people, if they start feeling bad or something's wrong, it seems like they just kind of will stop. I don't think that, not everyone knows to reach out and that we are here for them, because companies usually are not like that. I mean, that's how it was for me. I couldn't find help. I had tried so many different things. And when you call the company, they pretty much say, oh, well, so I think that people don't always know that we are 100% here for them. And so that follow-up, I feel like is so, so key. And so that's just how I kind of keep track of it.
Awesome. And then how do you find new prospects?
Well, in finding new prospects, I'm always just pretty much through my post and engagement, just always chit-chatting with people, just always following up. There's a lot of follow-up with this, and I just always make sure I do. And when someone doesn't respond, I don't just if they inquire about something and then say we start a message and they don't respond right back, I do not delete them. I follow up with them a week later, and you're not going to believe this, but people, 4 and 5 times later, they'll just message me and say, need your link to sign up, So I just, once we become friends, I do not ever, take that off the table.
My last question was, I know you're always on the look for just new videos, and you're just hungry always to learn more. Can you kind of share, what I'll share videos with you. I'll be like, Heather, this is a great video. And you're like, well, I just watched that yesterday. So if you just share a little bit about that too.
Yes, they are just so fun to watch. And so I love to get other people's intakes. I go to the other Diamonds Facebook pages and see what they're saying, see what their leaders are saying and doing. And I'm always just trying to get, different tips and tricks from everyone, and I just find it really makes it easy. I mean, some of these gals, it sounds crazy what they're doing, but I'll watch the YouTube video. I'll be like, okay, I'll give it a try. And my goodness, it works. But yeah, I'm constantly on, the Instagram or Facebook or YouTube, checking out their different posts and stories and their Zoom calls, team Zoom calls and stuff. And then the other thing I wanted to tell you too, because I've had 2 parties today, so 2 messenger parties, and I am really starting to love those. It is a great sort of more informal way whenever someone is wanting to get started and get their feet wet. So it goes so fast. If you haven't had one yet, I would highly recommend you getting with your sponsor and doing one. They're so simple, and with the poll and with the engagement on it, you will automatically walk away with some leads. So you can start the process of signing your first person or more. And so I feel like it's a really good way to kind of train and get acquainted with the back office and the app and signing people up and finding out where graphs and information and all of that is.
Okay, last thing.
Did you buy a specific planner? Somebody's asking.
No, I just bought one from Target.
So my last question was, I love the phrase I heard from you, let them know what's on the table. Can you explain what that means?
Okay, so I always let everyone on my team know what's on the table because so many people, including myself, I had no idea about signing someone up. And I thought, oh, who has time for that or who wants to do that? But this company is so incredible. Their compensation plan is unbelievable. And helping people is rewarding more than anything, I feel like. So what I do is even when someone says, I don't want anything to do with the business or, whatever, I always send them the graph of what is on the table on compensation for them. So they can ignore it all that they want, but they know that that is what's offered to them if they would like to jump in. And I don't bug them about it or anything whatsoever, but I send the graph and say, I hope you have a beautiful day. If you have any questions, if you need me, I'm 100% here for you.
Heather, are you referring to the fast start graphic? Is that the one you're sending?
Yeah, just the fast start, or even a lot of my gals, I notice when they'll even want to start. Well, they get their products and they start feeling amazing. And so then they get more interested in all of Plexus. And so they're not even necessarily fast starting. So I will send the fast start for those new people, but then I also send the graph on what the potential is to make just for the month.
Okay. And then my other question, so you mentioned you just always send it to them, even if they say, I don't want the business side. So
yeah, I just go ahead and send it.
You just go ahead and
yeah.
just send it to them. Yeah. I like that. Let them know what's on the table.
Yep, you got it. So
a lot of people that are
that. Well, it's like, hey, we probably had that conversation 2 weeks ago when she told me she didn't want to do it. And so I always every month, I always just let them know because so many people I have learned do want to jump in.
So you're probably sharing that extra $75, all those incentives that they're just letting them know, hey, this is what's going on this month.
Yep, just sweet and simple, but at least that they will know.
Then the messenger parties, did you do 2 for yourself or 2 for someone on your team?
No, I'm doing them for my team.
Okay, because I just had Joanna did one for me so I could see what it looked like, and
Okay.
people kind of like, some people like answer the polls and some people just left or whatever. But I mean, I was like, well, they saw it and that's another exposure. So I didn't
You
really
got
look
it.
at it as a failure. And I'm like, some people are still in there, so they'll still look. But what would you say has been the most success in those? Because I'm gonna host some for my team.
Okay, well, they're still new to me. I probably have only done them for about a week.
Mhm.
But I really feel like it's so quick. So even someone that's working a full-time job and has all this and that going on, they can squeeze it
Doable.
in. Like, literally, I was able to, one of the gals squeezed it in our lunch break this afternoon, and so she was able to sign
Oh,
some up. So it's,
cool.
so that's why I absolutely love it. It's just so flexible, and it's really, I feel like, a really convenient way to get people going, because I even feel, even if someone didn't like something or do the poll, if they did not leave the party, they're interested.
Okay.
So I would even follow up personally. What I would do is I would follow up with everyone that didn't leave the party, because to me, they're interested somewhat, even though people are bashful about this stuff.
And
Okay.
keep in mind, you guys,
What's your
if you
favorite
keep,
chat
keep
that's working?
sorry, Charmaine, real quickly.
Sorry.
Keep in mind when you have a messenger event or really any event that you're hosting, but it really is conducive for these messenger events. You are the host in a very intimate, much more intimate setting when you're in the Facebook Messenger event. And so if you're hosting for your level one and they're inviting their friends, you might come upon a scenario, whether it's your level 1, 2, 3, whoever it is, where that person is a little bit timid about doing any event at all. And yes, they have gone along with you for the ride and they're hoping for a good positive outcome, but follow-ups might not be their jam yet. The confidence level might not be there. What to say to people as a follow-up, how aggressive to or not aggressive to be. Usually it's how aggressive, right? Because most of the time it's not the opposite. In terms of a follow-up. And all I mean by that is how many times you would follow up, what to say, and so forth. So the fact that you're in this a lot more intimate setting sets the stage even more so for you to do those follow-ups. So like last week, I did a regular event, the ones we've been doing, right, in a group page. And I had a level 1 that was like that. She's brand new. And no matter how much I tried to coach her, the idea of following up, it was just freaking her out. So I just went ahead and did the follow up for her and was able to then get that person to host an event. And then that person signed underneath of her. And she just started products last week. So now she's got a level 1 and a level 2. And actually that level 1 is running with the business. I launch her officially tomorrow. So I just wanted to say that as well. Don't be intimidated or think that it's out of the norm for you to be the one to do that follow-up. If you happen to be working with somebody who just doesn't have it in them at this particular moment, you kind of have to feel that out. You have to use your gut instinct. You have to use common sense. But if they're like, I don't know, you're already in the chat group. You can friend these people. You can follow up with them and just say, hey, I just want to make sure if you had any other personal questions outside of the group, and kind of take it from there. Obviously, what if they sign, they're still going to sign under the person you did the event for, but you can do that follow up. I just wanted to mention that. Charmaine, did you have anything else, or were you finished?
Hi, yeah. I just was wondering what message was specifically working that Heather was sending out, like for the 5.
What was it?
What message you felt was like working? You had the most response, your daily 5. Like, was there like
okay.
a
Yeah,
hot
I
message
can
that you have?
PM you that. Sure, I'll PM you my message.
Thank you. I
You're
appreciate
welcome.
You are awesome. I love your heart.
Thank you.
I love your heart, and I'm like the whole putting it on the table.
Thank you. Yes, I definitely will.
Heather, if you could just PM me that, I'll throw it on the team page for people to see.
Okay, that sounds great.
Yeah.
I honestly think I got it from someone that shared it on there.
Probably.
We're all here for each other.
Yeah, yeah. And you
Yep.
you take what resonates with you as a person and you just tweak it to fit who you are authentically.
You got it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I wanted you to clarify too, real quick. We're about done with the call, but what do you use a specific app for your 1 minute videos, or are you just going on Facebook Live for a minute, or just doing a boomerang, or
All the above.
all of
So
them?
honestly, I pretty much will pick a product and just talk about it for a second, because I have something. Every single product I take, I absolutely love what it does, obviously. And so I'll just take a minute, one day that I'm, dressed and getting ready to go somewhere, and I'll just hold it and record why I like it and what it does for my body. And just literally that's sweet and simple. And then for the story post, I do just the boomerang, and then I also just try to make sure that I'm also sharing things about my personal life. I know that we all are like so about Plexus because it's been so life-changing to us, but I think that they say, pick like 3 or 5 things that you want to be known as when people come to shop at your Facebook page. So besides the Plexus, I'm always sharing pictures of my dogs, and I love to do Bible quotes and, just inspirational things like that I mix in too. And that's what I was saying, is so that I don't spend like a lot of time on it. One evening, I will make everything for the week.
Okay. Does anyone else have any last minute questions? I just want to throw out there too, she had mentioned watching the YouTube Diamonds videos, and Joanna had asked her about how she's always pulling up all these videos. And I do want to leave you with that. I would really, really encourage every one of you to dive into that. Turn off your Netflix and watch videos like crazy. When I got started, we did not have the education system and processes that we do right now. And I didn't have an upline working the business, and I had never done network marketing before either. And that was, and it remains, my go-to. I still do coaching on a professional level with a diamond in the company, Brooke Hemingway. And I just think that if you're going to be a professional, especially at the executive level, you're always going to be growing and learning. That's just the way things are. And the more you can just get used to that being part of your daily routine, is soaking up the goodness. Everybody has a different little perspective of how they do this business. Their little drips of creativity are absolutely amazing. They can make your own brain just go like 24/7, like crazy, coming up, like taking a little bit of what somebody says and then mixing it with what, oh my gosh, that's perfect. I love this because of this, and it works for me because of this. And you suddenly you have all these ideas rolling for yourself. And leadership is the same way. I mean, leadership is not something we're all born with. It's something we have to learn. And the more of those videos you can watch and soak up and start to just allow it to kind of permeate your soul, the better you will be in those positions, the more confident, the more natural things will flow for you. So I really encourage people to just soak up videos. I watch podcasts. You probably see me. I post them on the team page. I watch podcasts all the time and read books all the time. And it's just such a important aspect of growth in any business, any entrepreneurial situation. So I encourage that. All right. Well, I want to say thank you, Heather. Thank you for showing up tonight.
Thank you for having me.
For visiting us. Congratulations on your senior Ruby and your upcoming rank advancements that I'm sure are around the corner. We appreciate having you on this team, and we love your spirit. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Heather,
Thank
can you share real quick how many team members you've already signed up this month on your team? Do you know that number offhand?
We've signed up, I want to say 9, 10.
Insane.
I didn't even hear. 19?
No, 9 or 10, I think.
9 or 10. Sorry, I didn't hear. Okay, gotcha.
She's
Good job.
going
the
for
fourth
Emerald
month.
by July 31st. So
You
Yes.
got it.
Yes, exactly. I was thinking that.
Yep.
Yeah. You'll love.
I'm excited.
You'll love the Emerald Extravaganza trip. It's really mind blowing what the company does to spoil us. It's incredible. It's not anything you can really even put into words. You have to get there and experience it. It's pretty crazy.
I can't wait.
All right. Well, thank you all for showing up tonight. We hope you learned a ton. And I will get that magic message that she happens to send on the team page with the call by tomorrow morning. Thanks, you guys.
Have a great night.
Heather.
Thank you, Heather.